Hello, and welcome to Rolling Escapades Season 2, Mission 2. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be called.
It's alright, all I can hear is the shipping forecast.
So yeah, we're doing another thing. We've got these people here to go through and do a thing together. Before that, our sponsor is Destai. They make awesome chainmail goodies, such as key rings and dice bags and things to put on your belt and keys.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And awesome stuff like that. There's a link in the description. Go click it. They do also do like various jewelries, accessory, custom orders. It's awesome. You want some. You'll also find in the description a link to stuff by a guy called Christopher Rolls, who is essentially our artist for the season. He is making some fucking amazing character art for us, which you still don't get to see. We actually have seen it now, but you don't get to see it yet because I don't have all of it. But you'll see it in the first episode, so stay tuned for that. But it looks cool. It's awesome. So there's stuff to the artwork that he does, the commission stuff that he does, and also links to some of his DM's Guild products, specifically Izzy's Slightly Used Airships, which is a PDF that sort of takes the airship from the DMG and modifies it to create like 4 or 5 unique airships that have their own rules and the way they work and stuff, which is pretty cool, and gives you a vendor called Izzy who sells them. He's also recently created another PDF for aerial airship combat, which I still haven't got, but we'll get because that's going to be amazing because you can have airship battles, and who doesn't want to do airship battles? So
Me, I'm averse to fun.
I might be okay with when I get fly.
Tie yourself to the mast, upside down.
So yeah, so that's the thing. Those links are there. Go click on that. Look, explore, buy, because it's pretty cool. So yeah. Right. So this is for Yao. You have 4 of you have already done something together. You have previously gone on a mission, or 3 of you went on the mission, 4 of you came
One
back.
of them was the mission.
Yeah. And you were successful in completing the first mission that the Council of Jofriem asked you to complete. You've had a few months. You've had a few months of sort of being left to your own devices because basically they've not had anything for you to do. So you've sort of just done whatever you wanted to do within town, just probably for the most part training. Probably all 4 of you have just been training, actually. During that time, 2 other members have been added to your steadily growing group. Yes. We have Aegis. Aegis. Sorry, I said as soon as I said it, I was like, I got it wrong. Aegis. Aegis. The High Elf. High Elf. Yeah, cool. Who has been put into the group by basic order of the council. They have just said he is joining because he's strong and we like him. And we've had Shamshir, who was recommended to the group and the council via the Valorexan Inhibithus. You have all been sort of the council organised for you guys to like meet each other in an attempt so you could get to know each other. Potentially the only thing that was learnt at the end of it was your names, but it's a step in the right direction. You will eventually learn who each other are, because you're going to be relying on each other in battle the whole time, which is why they organised it. They need you to be comfortable with each other. It's been a couple of weeks since then, and you have awoken from the various places you live within the city to a summons from the council stating that they have a need for you. So you've all made your way to the teardrop, the floating white building in the centre that hovers over the centre of the city, where the council chambers sit at the top of the teardrop in a fully glass room apart from the floor that allows them to just look out over the city from above, which is a spectacular view. You have made your way there. You have at this point you've all been in there, so you're accustomed to what it is you see. But again, it's this sort of not full circular table. One side has a gap in it, so people can walk in and sit inside the middle, but the council, the 15 members of the council, are arrayed around this almost complete circle, all looking inwards. It's also weirdly shaped, because at certain points it sort of lowers, because there are halflings on the council and they need the table to be lower. So it's got some waves to it. But you've all been summoned, you make your way in, and as is the custom, you make your way into the centre of the table to stand before the council. For this one, we have, bear with, because I need to flip through my notes. No. Previously, you had Lyle who told you what it is you were doing. This one, as you guys step inside the table, it is Vobar Trollhammer, the dwarven captain of the guard, who stands up to talk to you. And he you do know the council they regularly exchange who the chairman is, in essence. So it's not abnormal for it to be a different person who is talking on behalf of the council.
Does the chairman move seats, or is it just they all have the same assigned seating every single time?
They're in the same seat every time. Yeah, they just chair from their seat. Otherwise,
just a different one has the gavel or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Essentially, the chairman sort of just stands.
Okay.
And maintains the control and order by the fact that they are at that particular moment in time taller than everyone else.
Unless they're halflings.
Unless they're halflings. In which case they stand on the table. So they're still taller.
Unfortunately, the table's been lowered, so it's still not quite as tall as some of them.
Not quite, yeah. I mean, it gets a little bit iffy with the halflings.
But the idea is a solid one.
Yeah.
They just have stools under the table, right?
The boxes they put on top and climb on top of.
Are they soap boxes?
No fruit.
Actually,
Get
no.
like a Peter Pan harness and just like.
They just have yellow pages.
Online pages.
So yellow pages and Tesco.
Do you mean the wizard pages?
The wizard pages.
The wizard pages.
Actually, saying about the yellow pages, we got a yellow pages through our door the other day. It's this big.
They still
It's
exist.
tiny.
Wow.
Yeah, they still do yellow pages, but it's tiny. It's that thick. It's like an A5 piece of paper.
I haven't
an
seen one of
A5
those
book.
in years.
Yeah, we're genuinely surprised. I don't think there might be people who have no idea what the yellow pages
Probably.
are watching this.
Anyway, so Trollhammer stands
Yeah,
up.
so Robot Trollhammer stands up. And he looks around at all of you. Okay.
I said, I remember when you could kill a person with the yellow pages and drop it on the head.
Is he meant to be a particularly tall
So-
drop?
Exactly.
Yeah, when you got off track again.
Yeah,
This
it's
is great when you go forward.
Yes, he stands up, looks down. How you doing today? All good?
Very well, thank you.
Explain.
Is that a rhetorical question?
I just like nods.
We appreciate the quick responses. We have a task for you again. We've been having problems with something. We're not sure what. There's a tunnel network that lies beneath the city. It's part of the reason why we built the city here. Pre-existing tunnels can be turned into easy-to-use sewer systems. Something has been working from beneath the city as a thief, stealing various bits, artwork,
Sorry, he's just like, wait, that's good.
things like that, and
Everyone at the table was just like,
as an assassin for some people.
How do you know they're operating from beneath the city?
This is the easiest and quickest way to move beneath the city. It's the easiest way to move through the city. And no one's seen them. We're not sure what it is. We don't like the fact that we're not in control of it. There are areas of the tunnel systems that we haven't investigated fully. We're pretty certain they're going to be acting from within that. Your job is to go into the tunnels, find whatever it is, and deal with it.
Have you got any maps of the areas you already know they're not, or?
Yeah, we can give you some maps.
I was
Yeah,
going to say, would I know most of that or not?
you know
Bits
parts.
of it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know a fair amount. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So there's another
Yeah.
reason that
Okay.
validates us all going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't need a map to get around the areas that are known.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Smell.
Yeah, been on them too many times.
That's why you smell piss. Okay, cool.
Hey, he cleans himself.
I mean, a key indicator is the movement of the
He cleans himself.
manhole covers. Not all of them have been replaced, which is why we are pretty certain they're coming from the tunnel system.
How big are these tunnels?
Varies. Most of them are sizable though.
Big enough for the people's shit.
Not much to go on.
Well, he said there were sewers.
No, I just like your voice.
I was just like, is that a Russian accent?
No, it's not. Say again. Sorry.
There's not much to go on.
Nah, we don't have much to go on this time. Previously, we were able to track it down, but this is, we don't want to spend too much time looking into it and leaving them free to continue to kill our people.
Where were they last spotted or?
The last thing they took from was from just by the western gate. But they have been acting across the entire city. But
Do
there
you
are
have
not.
a map of the incident?
We can point out to where they all occurred. Yes.
Smiley face.
I mean, there are only a few areas beneath the city that we haven't investigated. Most of them are pretty small, so we're going to send you to the one that has the biggest blank space, as it were.
How do you know they're not in a place you've already investigated now?
The tunnels are well used.
Fair enough.
About to say I can vouch for that.
Is there a coherent motive?
Mostly artwork, pretty thick, but things that are worth a fair chunk or are nice to look at. It's a bit weird. Mostly art.
And how do the murders fit in?
That we're not sure about. Occasionally it does seem to be the prior owners of artwork, but that seems to be a bit more,
Spur of the moment?
yeah, or
So some of the victims are independent of other robberies?
yes.
Are you all sure
Played
it's all the
for
work
hire
of
than
one
for-
person?
We're not sure it's the group. We think it might be a multiple people. We think it might be a group of something.
Okay.
We're just not sure what. We have an inclination that occasionally they are being hired from people within the city and sent to deal with things that they want removed. That is something that we will work out and discover who has been causing that and deal with that in our own way. But we want the means removed first.
That's why you used the term assassin earlier. I see.
Fair enough.
That was confusing me.
Well then, is there anything else we should know, or?
That's all I've got. That's all we've got. Unless you have any questions, I might be able to offer more on that.
No. Do you know if there's any magic users in the group? Like any residual magic, or?
None that we've seen.
Okay.
Do you want them eliminated, or do you want us to catch them?
Either or is usually the
Either
answer.
or. Yeah. We just want them taken care of. We can do it in the manner that you perceive as best.
What about the missing paintings? Should we try to keep them okay, or if they're damaged, is that okay?
I mean, if you find any, try bring them back in good nick.
I suspect we won't find any. Or very few.
They'd like you to have been sold, it's true.
Our remit is just the agents, it's not
Yes.
recovery. Okay.
Okay then.
Yes. If you happen across some, then bring it back if you can. But the main focus is to remove whatever it is responsible.
Recovery can always be done by the guards.
Any further questions?
No.
We will return when the job is done, or when we have more questions.
Wonderful. Good luck. Cool. So you can turn around and leave. On your way out, one of the advisors hands you a sort of map of the city and points out to where, or more a map of the tunnel network with the city overlaid, and points out the areas that are unknown, haven't been explored yet, and the closest manhole down. Which might as well make use of it. Have the fucking image. So the city, you are here in the center. The areas they haven't fully sort of dotted out. The big area is over this section here. So that you're being sent to a manhole cover, sort of like down here-ish, to head into. I'll just hold that for the camera too, because that took me like 4 fucking hours to do.
I'm gonna get a scan of that.
Yeah, at some point. I got so bored of drawing squares.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Not all buildings are square. Not all buildings are square.
No,
but
that's because
drawing buildings is
drawing buildings is a bit, but also that's
extremely-
like the really zoomed out thing. That's just the big buildings. It's not big. There are other things on there that can't be seen.
I've got
It's a huge place.
I have A1 maps that I spent like 4 days drawing buildings on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like 8 hours a day.
Cool. So,
It's quite tiring.
I assume you guys make your way over there.
Yeah.
Unless anyone wants to grab anything to make use of.
Scenic detour.
Yes.
Let's go through these tunnels instead.
Who can see in darkness?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you?
Through the powers of a torch, yes, I can see in the darkness.
So you need torches. Do we have enough torches for you to?
Yeah.
I also have dancing lights, so.
I have torches.
Okay.
Cool.
I like the idea of capturing at least one of them alive. Any thug can kill these people, but
Yeah.
capturing...
Capture the one that looks the biggest.
I think we should try capture
Now we
them
capture one that's giving
all.
orders.
Sure.
Go for that one first, the rest will follow.
Okay.
After you.
Yep.
Lead the way.
Do we know if
I
there's
will be
any
leading the way.
animals that live in
Not in the
part
light.
of the sewer bit that could be dangerous?
Yeah, go on then.
Possibly in the unexplored areas. It's a pretty expansive tunnel network.
That's why I was wondering, because we could get something to use as bait to try and get them to not attack us if we throw it towards them.
Possibly.
Anyone
I mean-
ties a rope around me and dangles me for anything, it will not end well.
Halfling
Get
fishing.
this out now.
Do you have your
Isn't that just having
kettle
a
with you?
gold coin on a fishing rod?
So who's going? You're going in first,
Yes.
and then I assume you,
Yeah.
and then everyone else, and then me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
That's cool.
And I imagine you take a few seconds before you actually start down the ladder.
It's just like
No,
trying
you
to
guys
get
go
down.
ahead. It's fine.
Can you not?
Insight check.
I'll wash the cover, close the lid, put something heavy on it.
Is that one? No, it's not that one. It's
Oh.
that two.
Oh, okay.
So that's like
Near enough.
0, right?
I got a
Oh no,
6.
no, it's not anymore. You have numbers.
It's like 6.
You have numbers regardless, whether it's
Numbers.
positive or negative.
I mean, yeah, whatever. You have bonuses.
He doesn't want to go down there, but
I rolled a 16.
He rolled it like
I rolled 2.
No.
Oh, 3, sorry.
He's not saying
My-
he seems he really doesn't want to go down there.
Even
He
if you're
seems
doing-
very uncomfortable.
Even if you really want passive insight, I don't
Alright.
even need to roll. 17.
So we
Yeah.
have a claustrophobic gladiator.
It's rather apprehensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I'll-
a dwarf.
Is it?
I presume we're stealthing it, right?
Sure.
If you guys want to stealth. I surely do, if I can.
I mean, don't we have torches that?
Well,
kind
I
of
want to
really-
stay out of the way.
Yeah, but like you can mask the sound.
Are you soloing out in front?
Yeah, I will scout for you. Because I'd prefer to be...
Away from people.
Well, that, yeah. And
Out
just,
of
like,
view is
out,
sort
out
of
of
the
view.
annoying
Yeah.
mage armor thing before
Yeah.
I go
Would you
down
like
there.
to be really
So
out?
yeah, you know that.
Yeah,
What,
maybe
invisible?
cool.
Yeah.
Should I just set my
Holy
armor class
shit.
to what it actually is with
How long is it?
mage armor?
It's an hour, isn't it? Invisibility.
Override
I
right
think it's
by
an hour.
hour because you
Yeah.
might not always have major.
Because I
armor.
remember using it.
Oh, out of it's a magic.
It depends how long this tunnels go, because they're quite huge.
Okay. If you want it, it's available. You know that. I've told you that.
Yeah, just as a good thing that you
So-
have that spell.
Stealth.
It's 2.
Yeah.
Why not? Just
gives
to
me a bonus
represent
of
us
3.
going quietly as
Yeah,
opposed to like
13
splashing our
plus
way
Yeah.
through.
Dex, yeah. Cool. So yeah, so you guys would make
Oh,
way.
Sorry, no, it was a 4 on my deception.
Oh, that's why I didn't beat you by 20. Only beat you by 18.
Oh god.
Yeah, it bumps up to 13, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I have
Good start.
advantage.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys have made your way all down the ladder.
What are you rolling for?
Thorndrake
Stealth.
eventually
Oh, actually,
appearing,
probably.
which this tunnel isn't too small.
Yeah.
It's a good like,
That's
it's
not
like
bad.
Is it like so-
Plus.
Does it go either way? So you can.
yeah, you can go in
Or
either
you-
direction.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
it's like a 10 foot by 10 foot tunnel, and the map it covers comes down to not quite a crossroads, but you're sort of like 15 or so feet away from a crossroads.
Is it a visibly? Is it like a visibly constructed tunnel, or is it like naturally forming? Or
It's like a it.
Excuse me.
It looks like initially it was like a naturally occurring tunnel, or maybe like something dug it out or something like that. But since the city has been here, it does look like it's been worked to sort of smooth it out and make it more functional for its intended purpose. So yeah, it's carved now, but wasn't initially. Right, what are people's stealthing rolls? Let's start with we'll start here.
19.
19.
3.
3, cool.
18.
18, cool.
18.
18, cool.
13.
13, cool.
10.
10, cool.
Really picking up that with a 3.
Yeah. No natural ones.
I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 5.
Still not natural
You are
ones. It doesn't count as two
Yes.
failures. It's fine.
I'm wearing heavy armor and have negative dex.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
I only rolled an 8.
I have disadvantage.
I rolled a
And I also have negative.
I rolled
Yes, that was
17.
nowhere near our maxes, right?
We're clearly not
Yours
going
back
to
is
too much of a
definitely
stealthy
way more
party
than
the
mine.
next one.
Just wait till
Opposed to
pass
our
it
last
out.
campaign
Wait
with
until pass without
everyone
trace,
going
yeah.
with 30 something stealth.
Oh, yours is plus 10 then. Yeah.
So I guess we light up the
Only kill.
torches.
That's fine.
Let's go. Do we have a
Yeah,
particular
yeah.
marching
But
order?
then, that's
Yes.
given.
So, marching order. Someone's lighting a torch. Who's carrying the torch?
I'll carry a torch in one hand because I can use the other hand.
That's
to-
true. You're going in front, but you'll want to stay out of the light.
Yes,
So you're 40 foot in front.
that's cool.
Well,
Well, I can also have, I can attempt to hide in dim light, can't I? Because I have Mask of the Wild.
You
Does
can
that count?
hide
Is that only
in
in
Foliage and stuff.
natural,
natural?
things.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll still
You
be
can't-
40
yeah.
foot in front. That's fine.
That puts you in the darkness.
Mhm.
Cool. So that is shade 40 foot in front. Oh, 40 foot in front of the light. That doesn't
Yes,
mean
I'll
it's
be in the
actually-
second row because I'm assuming maybe Eldoran.
Yeah, I'm going to go at the front. Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually only 35 foot in front now. Cool. So,
William Fact.
shade 35 feet, Eldoran, Shamshir. Who's next?
Yeah, sure.
Skill
Cool.
monkey tea drinker.
Derek.
God, yeah, you are, aren't you?
Darek.
I forgot
Darek,
about
sorry,
that.
not Derek. Derek.
Do you have your teeth
I'll
there?
go
Do you
near
have
the
your
back, yeah.
keys?
Yeah, I think you'll be
Keys
second
and
back. There's no
wine.
way. I know for a fact you're
Tea
not
and
going to be at the back.
biscuits.
Very good.
Yeah.
I like this. We seem to have a. There are 3 people that are definitely always going to be in the same positions. Bring up the rear, right at the front.
Well, it depends.
Stealth
Yeah.
there.
I will either be at the front or the back. It doesn't matter.
Just
Oh, you just like prepping yourself?
No, he doesn't like
Yeah.
tunnels.
I know.
Just heavy breathing could be heard from the back of the group.
I feel it on my neck, man. Jeez. I'm fucking.
Like 45 feet in front, you can hear because the tunnel is just moving there as Darek breathes. Cool, right, so Shade, you lead people
Mhm.
through the tunnels, through the sections that you know.
Yep.
Passing through until you start hitting the point that you don't know, which is easy to distinguish because it's also the section that isn't worked. So it's still rough, cavernous walls at this point. It does start to narrow though at this point. So you're now, whereas before it got to, it was like, which is also part of the reason why it hasn't been sort of looked into, because it's a smaller part, it's less useful. But it's gone from being a 10-foot wide cavern to a 5-foot wide cavern.
Okay.
So you are like,
How you doing?
Single file.
Right at the moment.
yeah, you're single file, and you know the walls are there on either side now,
That's fine.
and you can't. There's no way you're jumping.
Where?
I use Shamshir for cover.
How tall are you, Shamshir?
Just average height, really.
You have an average height person
Yes.
character. Oh my god.
So what's that? 5'10"?
Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5. Let's make it spicy. 5'11".
Ooh, spicy.
Spicy 5'11".
Whereas I went 5'10".
6'1".
Taller than you.
4'7".
You're really tall dwarf.
Hello down there.
Yeah, I'm the shortest. Big shock.
Well, I mean, if the halfling is the shortest, you've got a problem.
So, the cavern sort of winds and heads in front of you for a not for very long, for like sort of like 50, maybe you go like sort of 30, 45 feet before you find a split with forks.
Okay. Or just two.
Yeah, into two. Yeah. There's a section to the left that sort of starts going uphill slightly. It's not a massive gradient, but it is heading up, and that sort of curves and bends and winds to the right out of you. And then there is the one to your right starts going down with a similar gradient, and bends and winds, and as far as you can see, it then curves to the left and goes out of view.
Cool. We're going down.
You're going down. Cool. Jade just turns to the right and starts going down.
Cool. Assuming we can see him.
That's a good point.
We can't.
Those with dark vision will be able to.
Yeah, I can see.
Cool.
But you weren't very dark.
You went right.
He's like,
Unfortunately, I am actually ahead of you and I have dark vision.
Yeah, dark vision people can see him because he's in darkness, but you have dark vision, so it becomes dim light, so he's not hidden from you.
Yeah.
Because stealth rules are weird.
I mean, he's the most used to these tunnels anyway, so
Yeah.
we're just trusting his guidance.
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah. He's been guiding you so far. You're just going to assume he knows where he's going.
secretly, this is where the campaign ends and I kill you all.
I can see that.
Everyone wants down the tunnel. Rocks fall. You're all dead.
Oh, good. Well,
It was me all along.
Cool. So you follow the gradient. It goes down the bottom and it curves to the left. When you follow it through to the left, you as you get through the bottom, you start hearing the sound of like dripping water. You get to it curves around. You see there's a slight hole in the ceiling, which has got like a very small. It's not really a stream because it's dripping more than trickling, but there is definitely like some sort of water flow that is coming out. And
When you say water, is it water or is it?
it's water because these are the unclaimed tunnels as of yet.
Oh.
They've not been
Right.
repurposed into
Yeah.
sewers yet.
I was going to suggest someone
No.
climb up.
Yeah.
Fully no.
There is at the
Through a
bottom
toilet.
of this hole a bucket, very
oh, look,
small,
literally, it's
bucket.
a toilet.
collecting the water.
Or drink.
That's weird.
And did we go up?
You went down.
You went
We
down.
went
We're going down.
I suppose we were going the right
How
way.
full
then.
is this bucket?
It's about halfway.
Does it look like
It
it's
must
ever
have been
stopped
emptied
dripping?
recently.
It doesn't seem to stop dripping. It just seems to constantly.
So it's been, yeah.
Does the floor around it, does it look like that's slightly damp as well? Or what does it look like there's maybe some water has kind of trickled down as well?
Yeah, and the floor around is like partially damp. It's not as damp as you would think it would be from water dripping on it the whole time.
Yeah.
But you can tell that like there's been moments where the water drips. And even looking at the bucket, it does seem to have like across the side sort of water stains. Looks like it's probably overflown from time to time. The water's come out the bucket.
Yeah, I thought so.
Only
It's
like
almost
coming-
like someone's actually doing it on purpose,
Mhm.
just to stop it from flowing down.
How are
And
we
they
moving
change
as a
it.
group? Because you've seen the bucket and you've stopped, I assume. If we
Yeah.
see him stop out in front, what do we group? What do we do as a 5? Do we stop or do we go up to him?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Stop.
So we've stopped. We're
We've
we're,
stopped.
we're 35 foot back and we
Big
just
is
stopped.
this? So, because it's only dripping, isn't it?
Yeah.
How big is this hole?
It's not a very big hole. Maybe like it's like 3 foot. That's actually quite a big hole. I'm on about. Not 3 foot.
Big.
That's a really
3
big
inches.
hole.
Do you mean inches?
Yeah, I mean inches. Yeah.
That's a much smaller hole.
There's a much smaller head. 3 foot's a really big hole. 3 foot's that big.
I was thinking most of the party could probably fit through that
Yeah,
without
yeah,
a squeeze, but
Yeah.
3 inches.
Is there any
I'm
light
gonna-
coming through it?
No light.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out behind.
Yeah.
For
Cool.
people
Make a
sneaking
perception
behind
check.
us.
Thinking if I clog it or not, is it worth it? What with? No, I'm leaving it.
16.
16. Cool.
You're just gonna
Doesn't seem to be anything behind you.
you're just gonna walk on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it and just
Okay.
Cool.
keep an ear out.
When he passes it by, we start going again.
Yeah. Cool. If you're giving me an error, make a perception check.
Cool. Can I do it passively?
No, because you're keeping an ear out.
I'm going to have a vaguely humanoid shape, glowing
doesn't
shape,
matter.
walking next to me.
Okay. From the global dancing lights.
yes.
Yeah.
It might take a single shot.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh,
We're doing your dance.
23.
23.
Yep.
Well, that's better than your passive.
By
Yeah, no, by one.
But you are
Did you just like what?
cool. Keep an eye out and ear out. You don't hear anything apart from just that water dripping.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Shade starts to walk forward. The rest of you follow. You take one step forward and see the bucket properly because it's now in the light. You're all able to see that there's this bucket underneath this water dripping, and the bucket has got like water stains down the side of it on the wood, but it's currently only half full. It's also not a very big bucket. It's sort of, maybe like that sort of size.
Oh, I thought it was a huge thing.
Are there any?
No, so it's
Right.
a very small bucket.
Okay.
Are there any footprints walking the way that are wet,
Um,
other than Shay's?
other than Shades, make a survival check.
No. It's close, but no. Survival. No, I got a 9.
9. You can't tell. Most of what you can see is Shades.
Alright.
Even then, it's not like there's not massive amount of water on the floor.
Yeah, it's more if someone's doing it, they might leave
Yeah.
a footprint or
So
two.
no, nothing you can see.
Alright.
You guys just following Shade, stopping
Yep.
to look at the bucket more. Cool. Just keep
Ooh,
it going.
bucket with water.
Awesome.
Plot twist: you'd lift up the bucket. It's a trap.
Alright. So you carry on going a little bit further, following the winding of the cavern. The smell of the cavern, it starts to get like it levels out. You're no longer going down, but it starts to get. It's not dank. It smells like dusty.
That smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like.
Stale there.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, stale air, sort of. Yeah. The lack of. I mean, you've gone. After you climbed the manhole and you followed this gradient down, you've gone quite, relatively far below ground. It's a bit weird that it's not like dank. There's no like apart from that trickle you saw. There doesn't seem to be any like extreme amounts of moisture or anything.
I thought something that would be very mildewy.
Yeah.
What's the temperature like?
Temperature, it's pretty warm. Yeah, it's pleasantly warm.
And since I've seen the bucket, I'm going to be slightly more on guard now, so I'll be keeping an ear out and an
Make
eye
a
out. for
perception
things.
check.
This is not going to be near this good. 19 plus.
defeated by your own foe.
I got a 23.
23.
Hey.
Good.
Hello.
23 brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't hear or see anything.
There is I rolled.
However,
I rolled a
that was
19.
that was nowhere near my max.
Whereas I can't even.
So
get
But no, I don't
there's,
get
there's
anything.
no tracks on the ground coming from that bucket.
None
Not
that
that I saw.
none Aegis. Right. I will write that down.
Aegis, but yeah.
Yeah, Aegis.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Aegis. Oh, fucking whatever.
It goes either way. It can go either way.
Yeah,
so
it can- but
you can
it's-
say either. It's fine.
Okay, because
Either
Just because you specified a single way every time, I'm going to leave you with that one.
it can be pronounced both ways.
Yeah.
So, which one's your preference, Gis or Gis?
Aegis.
Aegis, right? Gis it is. Cool. I've got to tell you.
I'm just going to let you go with whatever's easier for you at this point.
Oh, I'm just going to write it down differently, and then I will remember how to pronounce it.
Kind of writing it down as a J
Right
rather
with
than a G.
I'm going to write it with a J.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast message on Shade.
Yeah.
What are you following?
You can write to this message.
You
Or
go.
respond to
Message.
that.
Oh yeah, I've definitely done to this. When we were in the pub, I definitely messaged you from the bar and be like,
Oh, okay, good. I was going to say, because otherwise I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing? Am I going mad?
Where the fuck did that go?
I think your hair kept going.
Your response is the map, by the way.
That's why I assumed it hit the
Okay.
I don't see it.
He doesn't have a fucking clue.
Cool.
It's going off instinct.
You can conserve letters in your message by condensing, by the way, to BTW. So if you want to say any more in your message, I suppose.
Oh wait, over and out. Alright.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, you're not following a map anymore. You're just you're literally
Yeah.
guessing where you're going.
Oh, the map not actually goes.
No,
No,
this-
it's uncharted, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh
this-
yeah, I am. Just, oh yeah, then I wouldn't say the map then.
You're just
It would
wandering
have been
around.
instincts. Yeah. Just.
You just like pointed at him, haven't you?
Yeah. And whispered. Yeah. And played with my copper wire.
What do you say then?
He doesn't know where he's going.
That's good.
Well, the tunnel only really goes in one direction.
I'm secretly, as I'm walking, I'm secretly like sharpening my knives, just like. ching, ching.
Oh yeah, that's
super
stealthy.
stealthy.
Yeah.
No,
Super stealth.
I'm sorry, I have a whetstone.
They're not silent.
Okay, so the tunnel goes for another sort of like 60 or so feet on this on the same flat before it comes to another split. There are 3 directions to go in.
Oh wow.
There's one that sort of curves off to your left, diagonally left, and it goes. It almost like immediately curves out of sight.
Okay.
There's one to your right that starts climbing again on a much steeper gradient. And you can see it only climbs for sort of like 15 or so feet before leveling, but you can see up it.
Right.
You can see that you can go up 50 feet and then it flattens out.
Yeah.
And then in front of you, it just keeps going straight.
Any air movement?
Are there any
coming
like
down any of
rocks
these?
around?
I'm gonna just take out a dagger and make a symbol on
Oh,
the
I
floor.
was about to do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, symbol on the floor, air movement, make a perception check.
Is there any spilled water on the gradient going up?
Make a
Like,
perception
lost
check.
in these.
19.
Exactly.
I was about to make an art.
I just want to listen down one of them.
Could have done it at the other
Six.
crossroads as well.
Yeah, this is only a two-way direct.
Yeah.
Is this?
Right, so
Have you
I
guys?
do remember.
Have people stopped? Have you all just sort of moved to the crossroads together?
Oh, yeah,
At this
he'd
point.
be the only person who's there, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the only person at the crossroads, that's how we're moving, isn't it? If he stopped, we'd stop behind him.
Okay. Fair.
At distance.
Never mind that then.
Oh, yeah.
18.
I mean, you if you want to shut down the distance, you can when he
Yeah,
stops.
I
I mean,
mean,
you do now know that he doesn't know where he's going.
yeah, I think
He knows that. Right, he mentioned it. I didn't
Hence
do that.
why
Well, I've
they
seen
told
you guys
us
do that
no one's
before.
been here, so no
Probably
one
not.
really knows where they're going.
I think at this point we just group again. Like
Mhm.
when we go ahead, he can go ahead, but like let's make a decision
Alright.
standing next to each other.
Cool. So you're grouped up. So
Are there any markings in this tunnel? Are there any markings on the walls anywhere?
There's one on the floor now.
there's now one on the floor because
Alright.
Shamshir just made one.
Yeah.
But aside from that, no.
Okay.
Is it a smiley face, yeah?
Actually, make a
Yeah,
perception
very
check.
slightly.
Darek, yeah. You were looking for water.
I want to say that if they were going up that hill, they might have spilled the water as they were trying to climb it.
Yeah, and you got a
I only got 6, I got 10.
no water there.
Do I get much, does it work on my passive instead then?
No,
Oh.
19.
19 for air movement. There isn't any. Yeah, you're quite deep.
Yeah,
underground
no,
at this
that's
point.
why I was looking for evidence.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any at this
Suggests
point.
pressure.
Is there a visible scuffling going down any one of these 3 tunnels?
Make a,
So that a larger number of
yeah.
group would
yeah, make a survival check. And your perception, looking for markings was
17.
17. Yeah, there is some markings that you recognise on the left-hand tunnel.
Was there noise down?
There isn't any noise. Hang on.
Oh, shit.
First note of this one.
Is this the first note of this campaign?
Yeah. Here we go.
Congratulations.
Is it because it's cant and only I can read it?
Props.
Might be, might not be.
Or it might be something to do with your guild.
Yeah, great. No one go left. Left's bad. I don't know yet. I haven't read the note.
Little do you notice is there's so much treasure down here, you must follow.
So you point out what you've seen, by the way.
He doesn't know.
He
what
doesn't
I
he's
don't
doing.
know yet.
Yeah.
I'm still reading.
Technically,
It's
at
thieves'
this point
cant,
you
right?
haven't read at all.
It's thieves' cant, you have to decrypt it and everything.
Takes 4 times as long
Yeah.
to say it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I forgot to carry the tea, so it's
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
that's I have to go back and do it again.
Change from you're being hunted by this person to hunt this person.
Yeah.
Shade, do you talk? Is it telekinetic? Oh, it does talk. Okay, so if you ever need to communicate back to me, how does this work?
Maybe he doesn't have a mouth. We've never seen it.
I send him a
Does he-
message
does
saying, "Do you can you speak?"
Does he sign?
If you say that, then I will take down that quickly and show you that I do have a mouth. And it's not like stitched or anything.
Do you know
move your
sign
mask?
language?
It's only just for the mouth, because he was like, "Oh, does he have a
Okay.
mouth or anything?" And
So-
I do literally just pull that down.
Yeah, just pass that across. And because you're moving that down, you guys you could see above the mark on the right hand side of Shade's face are like claw marks. They go the whole way down his face. So these 3 claws down the length of his face.
I mean, I'm just a scar, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Deadpool.
I'm just a walking scar.
Hello, Deadpool.
Makes it as you will.
Is the squiggle deliberate?
Squiggle. Oh, what the scribble? No, there isn't. The cross out isn't on there.
Okay.
That's me fucking something up.
He's
and I
being more
scribbled it out.
cryptic.
I thought that would be hilarious. Right, okay.
No, wait, this. You should have just went with it.
I just didn't want what was written there to be there.
This
Sure.
way, safe. Crossed out, safe. Not safe.
Just like add word not.
No, it's like it's
JK really meant it.
It's like scribbled out, but like the last line just like tapers off.
Just at the end, lol behind you. What?
A knife just comes out.
Huh.
Hmm?
Share with the group.
There's writing on the wall.
To recognise the language.
That was out of character.
If you're pointing that out, do you want to pass it across to Shade? Oh, wait, no. You don't. Do you?
What?
Oh, actually, I've said that. You don't
You
anymore.
messaging me something
I don't think you do anymore. Bear with. Hang on.
Okay.
I need to check something
before he says something.
before we pass it over.
Yeah.
Because you changed the thing.
So we can't speak anymore.
No, it might be something completely different.
Although, thinking about it, you probably should have this even if it's not there. Alright, it's not there, but you actually probably should have it because of what it is. So you
Right.
do pass that across. Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone else recognise the symbology?
Wait, sorry, what? The fuck is
No
this?
shots.
Sorry, what?
Why is it out loud? There's something written on the wall. I don't know what it means.
What did it say?
Because you don't
Roll
understand what
an
that
11 for the
says.
perceptive survival.
I can
check.
read it,
Yeah, but you don't
looking
know what
for
it's.
but it's
extra
it's
marks,
it's
extra marks,
nonsense.
What Good. did you say? I'm asking the
There doesn't seem to be any. It's actually really weird how few like markings there are in this, considering it's a
Sounds
literally
sort of
used tunnel.
Yeah.
So
What?
Yeah, me and Shady both like. You can.
He said a word.
No, that was
No.
that's not his voice, by the way. That's definitely not his voice.
That's why he doesn't speak it.
It's entirely possible.
The Scar like got his voice box. Really high.
Yeah, no, his voice is definitely not like that. It's actually the complete opposite.
Is he Batman?
He is Batman.
I would say it's kind of borderline almost, but not like that.
Borderline
Which Batman?
I'm Batman.
Okay, no.
I was hoping for like Adam West.
Just out of character, that's definitely money, isn't it? Maybe.
No, it's directions.
I don't
Oh,
know.
great. Disagreement even onto this.
Do-
Like,
do-
obscure
Out of
note.
character, I think that's directions. I don't know what it means. I can't interpret it.
One of you want to
Even out
read
of
it to
character.
the rest of the
I
party?
think,
So-
I think that's directions.
Yeah, we will, because it's weird. But it says 3 times 17, and then there's
No,
a
3x17.
3x17, arrow to the right, then says dark,
dark, yeah.
and then says 30G -A, 15G -T.
Because I think 3x17 is exit. But I don't know. I don't. You know.
It's
I
really
think
fucked up.
30G and 15G are like distances and like measurements.
Maybe.
Right. But I'll tell
That's weird.
I'll tell the group what it says so everyone can
Yeah.
read the note.
Wait,
Yeah,
I-
so I mean, most distances are done in like feet, inches, and miles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but 30G to I'm
Sounds
reading it
like
as
these.
30G to A 30 as in like go 30 to take G and then come out at A.
It could be that, though.
kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. Is
actually-
I'm probably wrong, but I don't
With that,
know what it means.
Yeah.
that's not. So along the actual tunnels that I do know,
Yeah.
are there certain directions? Obviously, there'll be
Could
certain
be.
like districts that
So-
say it goes to this district, but is there actual other symbols that are similar to that kind of
Is it
method?
payments
Yes,
going to
the
certain
tunnels that
people?
you've made use of yourself will
Yeah.
have
I couldn't
things
interpret the top row.
using that language. Yes, but
Right.
they
I
are
have
not
no
written in that style.
Right.
They
Okay.
are
Cool.
written in a completely different style. The fact the ones you know are written extremely clearly.
Yeah.
Like you read it and you know exactly what it means and what it does.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cryptic.
Could
That's
the
actually- it is
alien
extremely
assassins and the thieving thief?
Um,
That's
could
the
mean-
price to hire one.
It could mean Alan and Eldoran.
and
for
that's
all
on
we
the
know.
left.
That's the left, yeah.
So we go left then.
Sure.
Should we
So
just
the whole group thing, yeah, because
pick a direction?
There's nothing else down in the other two.
No markings. You haven't gone down the tunnels yet.
Is the left one that goes up?
No, the right one goes up.
Which side is darker?
They're all dark.
Just the exit.
Is dark in capitals?
Yes.
I didn't know if there was any
Is
like
it-
good
is
lighting
it-
for
No,
anyone.
the first letter is capitalized. I'm just going to write everything in capitals so you
So
can
that we
read
actually
what I
actually
write.
read his fucking writing.
Yeah,
Is
right,
it a
yeah.
proper noun? Is it capitalised dark as in it's a name, or is it just written as darkness?
It's just it could be a name. It's
Okay.
just it's capital
That's
DARK. Yeah.
Should we just
Really,
take the centre
shade.
tunnel?
Someone being called dark is weird. You really? Is that where you want to go there?
no,
Right. Okay.
no, the whole thing's weird.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just pick a random time.
Not the name. Oh no, I'm not one to talk.
I
We're,
mean,
go,
should we
we're,
leave
we're,
it to
we're
like
going
the-
left.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, Shade's already gone left, so we're going left.
Cool.
We can go right and leave him in the lurch, but that's not really good teamwork.
Let's not leave our
So is left on still going down?
behind.
Left is left
I'm
is
not even
closed
sure what's
immediately
closed.
outside.
Alright.
Still nothing from behind.
Yeah.
How
That's what
much?
you say,
Yeah,
no?
well, you must know bits about me, right? Right?
Yes,
It's
I can't
called-
exactly.
it's called-
You know who I
ST.
work for, at least.
People have information on other
Exactly.
characters.
So yeah, you go
But
about that.
Yes, but I wasn't sure I wanted to
what none
refer
of
to.
you know is what information
I know.
other characters
Exactly.
have on your character.
I know.
You just know what you have on other people's
I know.
characters. There's fun stuff going on in the background that I like.
Mm.
Alright, so going down the left corridor.
Hello, someone behind it.
Yes,
It-
I'm pulling the strings.
So you follow it down to the left. It immediately curves to the left, and goes.
Back on ourselves.
You go straight back on yourselves for about 15 foot before curving sharply again to the right. As you step to the right, it opens up into a cavern.
Now we all separate now again, by the way.
I assume you separate out again, yes. So Shade goes around the corner and you guys can't see him. So Shade, for you is a cavern. It's maybe like 20 foot wide.
Yep.
Mostly circular. There's a large stalagmite in the center. It's about 5 foot wide, reaching up. And there are various like. You're seeing this cavern pretty well because there are these weird like slightly like green mushrooms that are slightly glowing and are emitting like a dim light into the room.
I've seen them before.
You probably have. They're a sort of like underground mushroom that just they're fluorescent mushrooms
Yeah.
that are found
Out of the ordinary
underground.
then.
Yeah, and producing light is not a weird thing.
Yeah.
And you can see at the far end of the cavern is another tunnel.
Is the when you said it was quite circular, is it naturally circular?
Yeah, it's still
Okay.
natural stone. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like a larger section of the tunnels. Are you just standing at the end of the room or
How
entering?
high is the ceiling?
It's about 20 foot high.
Oh, that's quite.
Yeah,
smallish.
it's a substantial thing. You do see around the edges more like water sort of running down the sides of the cavern.
Yep.
There aren't any buckets here though. So it's actual like water like streaming down the sides of the cavern. And then sort of collecting in pools, very small pools at either side that aren't overflowing, so you would assume they're draining somewhere else as well.
I'm just gonna wait until the rest of the party catches up.
Right. So everyone else catches up, you see the same thing.
Any stalactites?
There's no stalactites, there's just a stalagmite.
One.
Stalagmite, like decent sized stalagmite in the middle of the room.
Drop the pen.
Spencer.
Well, that's certainly ominous.
Wow. No, just
Why
as a
have-
cat,
why
as a
have we
player, it's
stopped?
like, you're really questioning him, damn it, he hates this shit.
I thought you were leading the way.
I haven't seen or heard
Where we
anyone,
going?
by the way.
Why have you stopped?
What did you point out?
Use
The
your
exit,
words, mate.
basically. Shit. I know, exactly. He wanted to try and go as long as possible.
I mean, you have to talk at some point.
He does, I know. I'm just, hold on, that voice is coming back.
Say the phrase you've got.
Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Hello!
Mine turtle.
Hello! No,
Oh my
no.
god, you guys, like, it's so fun, so dark out here.
I like the
See this
train.
shit? Where is that voice? Come on.
Inside you.
It's in my head.
Zombie.
Oh my god.
I was thinking.
Just say that line that you've got that helps you get into it.
Yeah, I know.
Why is our guy clueless about where he's going?
Well, he stopped, he's not going anywhere.
Oh no,
This
but
place.
we already know he doesn't know where he is.
That's too suspicious.
It's a big rock in the middle of a room.
Is there a pebble on the floor?
Yeah.
Sure, there can be a little bit of something you can pick up. You throw a rock, you throw a small stone into the room, and it clangs and bounces off the stalagmite, and there's now a pebble in the room.
Yeah, continue walking on.
Yeah.
Step 5 foot forwards.
Cool. So you guys make your way into the room.
I can recognise fear.
Yes.
Just making sure you make your way further in the room. There are more of those buckets by the pools here. you know, the balls aren't very big. There's a couple of buckets next to each one, but they aren't full. But there's nothing dripping into here.
Are there any more? So what routes are out there in and out of this room? Just the one? Or?
Just there's the one you walked in and the one you're looking at.
All right.
Are there anything around the edges that might provide cover or somewhere to hide from us?
There are the mushrooms.
So that's
How
great.
big are these?
I'll hold the torch higher and cast up, see if there's anything.
Yeah, cool.
Hidden
The
in
mushrooms
walls.
they're not small mushrooms. They're like, you know, undergrowth fungus that's been left to grow on its own and nothing has been hindering it. So, you know, some of them are sort of like, you've got like 3 foot diameter heads and stuff like that, and the trunks.
Yeah.
Stem. I don't know. Yeah, it's
Trunk
a
or
weird
stem,
one.
either one.
Trunk or the trunk of the mushroom is a good like, so like half foot in diameter sort of thing. There are some smaller
Great.
ones, but the big ones are big.
Cool. Okay.
Cool. As you step in the room and you pick up your torch to generate light, I would like everyone to please roll initiative.
Oh look, my fear was right.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew it was going.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's a road path.
He's just curious about this shit. Don't like it. That's a bad roll.
It could be worse. It could be what I rolled.
Right.
With advantage.
Really?
It's kind of a shame I rolled so well.
No, with advantage.
Advantage?
So 9. Yes, I have a
Nice.
mason.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone get above 20.
Is that all
24.
initiative rolls?
Nice.
Wow.
22.
Oh, wow.
Mine was nearly double digit.
What's your deck? No, just 5, isn't it?
20 to 15.
I got 15.
Cool. The 15 to 10.
13.
I'm doing the paladin.
The vanguard. Wait, no, that's the other way around,
Yeah,
isn't
you
it?
should
It's
be
the rear
the- yeah.
guard, and this way you are.
Yeah. It's normally cleric. You want to be last.
What did you roll, Sam?
I rolled a 5.
Ah.
Yeah.
9.
Sweet. Plus 4.
I get +5 on my initiative.
Yeah, cool. 9 you said. Yep, cool. And you got a 5?
No, he said what did I roll? I
Oh,
actually got 10
right.
in total. Yeah.
I didn't hear you when John answered. Johnny wanted
Yeah.
fine.
He had 13, I had 10.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Shamshir, as you held the light up to move, looking around the mushrooms for signs of things, none of you noticed the things following you.
Rear guard.
I had a
One just me at the
23. I
back.
should have
He's at the
noticed.
back as well.
I rolled a 23.
Unfortunately, I possibly the roll I made as I did it was probably high enough that none of you could have actually passed them because they rolled a 27 on their stealth.
He could have if he got high enough, but he's at the front.
Yeah.
Although in this room, he
if
might
I
have been
rolled a
affected.
natural 20, I would have
Yeah.
got it.
The natural 20 is what they rolled on their stealth.
Exactly. So then, yeah.
So I rolled 1 die so far.
Well, yeah.
Not that we can be surprised anyway, because
Yeah.
Yeah, because fortunately, because of the weapon of warning,
Oh,
you
really?
can't be surprised.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
in 30-foot comp is prized and I get advantage.
So the things that were going to
oh
have
yeah,
it.
you joined up with the group.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked
Look at that!
very well.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
So
It balances out. I
Yeah,
have
you-
minus 2
he's-
initiative.
you
No.
all suddenly hear, like, as Shamshir holds up the light, there's like you all have like a voice sort of like twinge in your head of like be on guard, and you're all like, wait, what? And then become aware, just immediately aware there's a movement behind you. So Shamshir, you are in fact going first, and there's not just movement right behind you. That's the key thing. Things do start to swarm out from behind the mushrooms as well. So what
Great.
you are looking at is
Shitload of Darklings.
shitloads of Darklings. Yeah.
I knew this was why you wanted all those Darkling models. The moment we started, you went, oh yeah, you need to go down. So I'm like, that's why you wanted the Darklings for.
Unfortunately, I don't actually have space for them.
No,
for the
because
minis.
actually the models are right there.
But there we go. Swarming out from the mushrooms, there are 6 of these they're very small creatures. They are dressed entirely in dark clothing. They just everything they have is covered in dark clothing, and they are carrying daggers. That's one of the mushrooms. From behind you is a group of 5 of these small ones, and then these are all small creatures. They're all, not very big. Behind you is a group of 5, and then there is one that is a medium creature, so it's much bigger than the other ones, and it is carrying a short sword.
The other ones are armed with what?
Daggers.
Daggers.
How closely bunched up?
How
Or
close?
they were just scattered? 'Cause
The
currently-
ones in the room are pretty scattered. The ones behind you have, for all intents and purposes, have caught up to you and are about to just start.
Standing.
Yeah, I mean they were around the corner rather than directly behind you, because Darek was looking behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were about to just run up and start stabbing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Seeing all the little gribblies that have just swarmed out from all the mushrooms, and they don't look very standard humanoid, I'm going to put my hand on my chest and quickly cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Cool. All right.
And then that will be my action. So it's one action and touch for duration 10 minutes. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Several benefits. Creatures of that type have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. And then there's some small bit that if I've already been under one of those status effects, it sort of helps me out a little bit.
Cool.
And then that's my action. And then I'm probably like the first or second into the room anyway, because I'm in with Eldoran, so I'll just stand my ground there, because I don't want all the little gribblies to get too close to the people behind me.
Awesome. Darek.
I'm shooting big and.
Yeah, go for it. Make an attack roll.
14.
14 misses. As you shoot it, and it essentially just ducks, and the arrow flies past it. Or twists its body, and it goes flying, and shatters against the cave wall. Awesome.
Okay, for my bonus action, I'm gonna hide behind Thron.
Sure, yeah. Make a stealth check.
Not
14.
Good to know.
not that bad.
Cool. Up next is
That's going stealth.
Bloody skill monkeys.
is the big creature, and they have just as a note, they have very pale flesh, what you can see, and they have very ice blue eyes. As he's looking, the big one's eyes turn black, and you are all now standing in darkness.
Good.
Yay.
Cannot see.
As in
Eh,
magical
magical
darkness.
darkness.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Aegis.
I am going to move. Well, they kept something from that way and something in there. Are there any gaps that I could go to that are about 30 feet from where I was?
If you move into the room, yeah, probably.
Alright, they came, so I know they were directly behind me then. They were still in them.
There's some
There's some in front of you, and
Oh,
some behind you.
I will look.
Yeah.
I'll aim roughly where I thought the ones behind me were and cast Shatter.
Fair play.
Nice.
That's going to be loud.
It's not actually. Shatter doesn't actually make a noise.
Yeah.
Who's that the chorus?
What's
It's
that?
thunderclap.
Thunderwave.
Does massive sound.
You're like,
I
hi
thought
guys,
Shadow
we're
was-
here.
It does make the actual
Get
sound
out.
itself
You
actually
are.
it says it makes
Here's a
noise.
fog
It
cloud
doesn't
as well
actually
to
do any
make it more
sound.
obvious.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You
just
read it,
explode
it's
your brain.
Yeah,
That's something loud ring noise. How many times erupts from a point with tube, but it doesn't actually make any noise
Shatter's
out of that
really
loud.
good.
Yeah. It's a very localized, high-pitched screech for intents purposes. Okay, cool.
And yeah, it's 20-foot diameter, so I'm gonna hit quite a lot.
Yeah. No, you'll get all 5 of them. That's fine. And it is a con save. Cool. Number 1. What's the DC?
15, I think. 16, sorry.
Cool. That is a pass. 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 Pass.
Of course.
Fail.
Just leave
Oh,
it
what
on.
sort of save is it?
The big one is a pass. So 1 failed.
So they all take damage still, but.
Yeah, they all take damage, but most of them are taking half damage.
14, 15.
15. Okay, so the one that failed is dead.
Nice.
It's just eardrums just rupture. And the rest are taking 7 damage.
I mean, none of us can see that he's dead, but.
And then I'm going to have my dancing light thing just generally run towards them. It makes it look like it's one. Yeah.
That's gone.
Oh, did it actually go?
Darkness.
Oh.
Magical darkness, yo.
Well, I will just fly 10 feet behind everyone then, or where I think everyone is.
I mean, you're
We're
right
still in the middle,
You've got Throndrake behind you and everyone else in front of you.
Just
I
stay
can
where
just
you
fight
are.
banging over his head, but I'm not going to. I'll just stay where I am, yeah.
Just bear with me 1 sec. Okay, cool. That. Awesome. Right. Throndrake.
I'm a rage.
Cool.
And then I'm going to start walking forwards towards where I saw this thing until I come out of this darkness, or hopefully come out of this darkness.
Which way are you walking? Into the cavern or backwards?
I'm walking because they came from behind, didn't they?
They came from in front.
There's some in
Yeah,
front.
the big
and
dude's behind those.
Big
yeah,
dude is
I'm going
behind.
towards
Yeah.
that thing.
You were at the back anyway, so like.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, they're not hidden, so you are aware of where they are, obviously. Okay. You make your way. Before you actually start moving, you do become aware that they are also within the darkness. So you head towards them.
Yeah.
And it's a 5 foot wide corridor.
Yeah.
So they are blocking that. So you're still in the darkness when you get to them.
Okay. I'm gonna recklessly swing at that dude
Cool. Go for
that's
it.
in front of me.
Yeah.
You actually doing it recklessly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they probably have advantage anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. That is probably a hit. 20.
Yeah, that will hit. Yeah. You swing down.
Doing
It's dead.
Well,
15.
big thing,
15.
Oh, the big thing? Okay.
Yeah, the big one. 15. Cool.
Oh, okay, maybe not.
Oh, is this the big one that was closest?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah. It walked forward so it could do the.
Okay, cool. And then I'll swing again.
Oh,
That's a nat 20.
That's
Sweet.
fun.
Cool. Actually, that's fine then.
Holy shit.
12, 14, 20 more slashing.
Cool.
And that's all I can do.
That is all you can do. Cool. You hear it sort of screech out in pain. Not in a language you understand, but it's not happy.
None of us understand it then?
Languages?
Anyone speak Undercommon?
No, I
speak Undercommon, so-
Yeah, it's not uncommon. I know that.
It's the other one.
Does anyone speak Sylvan?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's
I
just
think. Let me
curse.
quickly check quickly.
Well, basically, all he's doing is cursing in Sylvan.
I do
I
understand
think
Sylvan.
Shade just got hit. I can't see him though.
For reference, I speak Common, Dwarfish, Elvish, Halfling, Primordial, and Sylvan.
Yeah, I am not remembering all those languages, man. There are 8 characters.
The 4 base languages, Primordial and Sylvan.
You speak Halfling?
I do, yeah.
How did you manage that one?
Reasons and things.
Everyone loves speaking Half.
Okay, cool. Shade.
I'll move towards the ones that were in the room that came out behind the mushrooms.
Cool. That's fine. So you make your way over towards those.
That's
When you
in the darkness.
you will leave the darkness to get to them. They're not inside it.
One, that's good.
So
I want disadvantage.
you can run up to a couple of them that are closer to each other than the others.
Cool. I will go and hit one with my quarterstaff.
Go for it.
Hopefully.
Maybe. 12. I don't know. 14.
15.
15.
16.
14.
Maths is hard.
6 plus 8 is 14.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, is it?
14.
Yeah, 14.
14 still hits.
Huh?
14 hits the small ones.
Woo!
Couple.
Cool.
Excellent.
Doing.
Critical.
Thank you.
That is 9 points of whatever damage that is, bludgeoning. Yeah.
Yep, 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Cool.
Cool. And then second attack.
Yep,
That should hit. That's 13 plus
that
whatever.
will hit. Yep.
Fucking hell. Alright, that's what? That's 11 points of damage.
Cool. The first strike, you bring it down on its clavicle and you shatter the bone, and then you bring the quarterstaff back in a second swing across its temple and crush its temple. As you do so, you watch as the body seems to glow and then explodes in a flash of light. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Cool.
Interesting.
Well, I wonder if I made all those.
Ooh.
That's a 6!
6. You are blinded.
Yay! I'm a blind
As
monk.
searing light just burns across your retina.
It was almost 14.
I don't know if I finished 2
That's so
Because
trippy.
I killed one. Did it make that go?
Easily said.
I imagine.
Were there any others?
There's another one. There's another one also there. Yeah.
Would, yeah, I know. But would I be able to then use a key point to do flurry of blows?
Yeah, you can do flurry
if I
of
wanted
blows
to?
at it. You just have disadvantage because you can't see it.
What I would do
Lead
instead
syndrome,
of
go
doing that is use a key. Could I use the key point to patient defense?
Yep.
I will do that instead.
Cool. Patient defense. So you are dodging.
Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, like what you said.
Odoran.
Lead syndrome.
Wow, they went really low.
Yeah, they did. But initially, the rolling low didn't matter. It's like, oh, they surprised you. Like, oh no, the weapon of warning has made a big difference in this fight already.
Can they all be fitted into a 20-foot radius?
The ones behind you can.
I used.
The ones,
You
the
also
ones
hit
in,
with that though.
the ones in front, no. Also, if you do it, if the ones behind you are also going to get thrown direct because they're
No, that's fine. It's not damaging its effect.
okay.
We're just thinking of using calm emotions.
Would that remove rage?
You choose your targets.
No, because I'd be using the make them indifferent about you, creatures of your choice effect, not suppression effect. And in the effects it suppresses a charmed and frightened.
Oh,
Yep.
Rage.
I mean, I am indifferent about you, to be honest.
Exactly. Did you kill the lead?
No.
I hit him hard. He didn't
Yep.
like it.
No, he did not.
He's probably going to retaliate soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast calm emotions on the
Okay.
group.
You cast calm emotions. Nothing happens.
Well, that's annoying.
AKA, they are not humanoids.
Fair enough. Ah, they're gonna be fail.
What save am I making?
You can choose to fail it and nothing will change.
Try and pass it anyway.
It's a DC 14 charisma.
Don't spend your life choosing to fail.
Yes, I passed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ha.
the actual thing
Oh, you're
says,
like,
the actual thing says you can make them indifferent, so it literally makes no difference if you pass the save, because you can choose not to make you indifferent.
Yeah.
Wording is important, yo.
Yo.
Cool. So we come to the rest of these creatures. We finally get to do something. Right.
Someone's getting shivved.
Yeah. The ones in the room
It's fine.
are all going to swarm the one person. So the remaining 5 are swarming Shade.
Understandable.
They can
Patient
see
defense,
it.
It's like,
Patient defense is going to make a big difference here.
come at me, bro. I can't see shit.
Yeah, you
but-
just listen. It's
Yeah.
like, duh.
Very little, like occasionally you get poked, you're like, who was that?
Ah, fuck you.
So,
We're all safe now.
Yeah.
Put 'em up. Put 'em up.
actually, I say that. No, 3 of them are going to go for you because the 3 are on that side. The others are actually just going to go straight towards Eldaran and Shamshir at the front. So one's going to go towards Shamshir, one's going to go towards Eldaran. So, Shade, with 3 against you.
Yep.
You are blinded, they have advantage, but you are patient defense, so they have disadvantage. So straight
Yep.
rolls.
I mean, that looks like a disappointed face.
That's a 20, a 21, and a 23 to hit.
So as you said, AC doesn't mean shit when me and trolling because they all hit.
My AC means a lot where rolls might be.
How many are you in like 2 weeks?
I haven't even had the shield.
That is 16 points of piercing damage
Cool.
Bring your
for
gold
all
though.
3 of them.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
Each or
It could be a lot worse.
My ultra weighted dice that only rolled 20s and 2s.
with
Yeah.
dagger and 3 down, rest would do 16.
2 attacks on
Miss.
each.
Crit, crit. Miss.
Okay. Shamshir, the one against you goes to stab you and find it hard to stab you because you've got a spell up.
Nice. Although I'm blinded by the magic.
Oh,
so-
that's true. So you're also blind, so it still ends up at advantage,
Is
unfortunately.
it not blind as well?
Nope.
Oh no, with advantage. God
Yeah.
damn.
It is not affected by the darkness.
What spell are you rolling?
So I'm protection from good.
Oh,
and
right.
then
Yeah,
the darkness.
Which protects my face, surprisingly.
Yeah, I know.
So in the
I
castle
knew
out-
you'd cast something that just couldn't. I was like, it's not sanctuary. What is it?
That is a 16 to hit.
16 will not hit. My AC is 17.
There we go.
Nice one.
Cool. So even we've been able to see you managed to just sort of duck so it bounces off your leather armor instead.
Your magic
cool.
gives you a warning to duck.
Yeah. And then up against you, Eldoran, the one against you is a 19.
Exactly spot
Oh, fortunate.
on. -3 from the damage though.
That's
Nice.
good.
Heavy armor
That's,
victory.
yeah, that's good. That's 15 damage, so 12 damage.
How did one
Yeah.
do as much as 3?
Must be the boss.
Because when you can't see it, it is able to do more damage.
Okay.
Or, well, specifically it has something that...
Say he couldn't see it. He was
Maybe-
blinded.
No.
It has to be in dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a specific thing where if it has advantage, it does more damage.
Alright.
I just cancelled that shit out.
Yeah. Luckily for you.
Yeah.
Yes!
Explodes.
He knows what he's doing.
honest,
He
your
didn't want to
character's
walk in this room in the first place.
I mean,
Well, he's got the.
why is
the
my
different
character in
ones
trouble?
back.
Because you're right in front of 5 of them.
Yeah,
They're the
but
same mobs at the
I'm
back, but they're
raging.
different.
It's fine.
Right, fine. It's actually only 4.
Are they the same? Because there's a big one.
It's
Oh yeah, I
more.
killed one of them.
So
Sorry.
my
Yeah.
AC is super high.
So the 4 there are going to use their small bodies to push past the big one and swarm you as well.
Okay.
So 4 stabs and daggers at you. Number 1 is a 22.
Yep.
Number 2 is a 14.
Ah.
Number 3 is a 17.
Okay.
And number 4 is a 23.
So 3 hits.
Yeah, 3 hits. And I will do these one at a time.
How much HP do you have?
The most.
First one,
I'm doing my job. Let's go with that.
the first one does 6.
Cool.
Does rage reduce damage or only when
It
it
halves
happens?
bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Second one does 6.
Is that from non-magical or magical?
Third one does 7.
Presumed unmagical.
No, that's-
Both.
Maybe one of the highest.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's
It's all bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
That's very good then.
Yeah.
So 19 total, 6, 6, 7, yeah.
Yeah.
I still only have 2 points less than the second highest health in play, I think.
I would literally half my HP.
Awesome.
Raging.
even with the damage taken raging, it would still be half my HP.
Shamshir.
Nice. Well,
We got a bit,
I'm
right?
going to try march a bit
I
further
dodged
into
and
the
you
room,
raged.
so I'm happy to accept any stabbing. 'Cause
That's
I can't
fine. I
see
mean,
the
there's
darkness.
only 2 that might be in range, and basically you can just
Yeah,
sort
I
of
mean,
walk
go for
around
it.
them. They're small, so.
Yeah. Because I'm going to try and get into, somewhere where I can see, because I've got the torch and it's not giving any light.
No,
So
right
I
now,
think
yeah, right.
exactly,
now.
so like
Okay,
something's
so
not quite right
you're
there.
full on walking out the darkness. Okay, so the 2
Yeah.
there will both attempt to
Exactly.
stab you as you walk past.
Yep.
So the first one is a 19,
Which will hit.
and the second one is a crit.
Oh boy. Okay, yeah, go for it.
That's gonna hurt.
Right, so crit is 21 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
And the other one is 15 points of piercing
Oh,
damage.
okay, so 36 total. That's fine, I'll walk it off.
Jeez.
Yeah, it'd be more beneficial to actually see.
Oh, they did have advantage. Yeah, that's right. I did that right. That's cool. Yeah, being able to see is going to make a big difference.
Yeah, so now I'm back into the stalagmite run.
Yeah, you get into the right, and you're outside of the darkness. You're aware of the ones that are in the darkness. You can see the 3 around Shade,
Yeah,
who is like sort of got his stick out and defending whilst clutching his eyes.
Cool. I'm gonna bonus action Slayer's Prey, one of the 3 around Shade.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw a dagger at one of them.
Cool. Go ahead.
So let's
Yeah,
make
you
an
throw a
attack
hit
roll.
too.
Oh god, that still might hit. So
At least it
that's
wasn't a
7
natural
plus
1,
8,
it didn't hit me.
which is 15.
15 hits.
Nice. So that'd be D4 plus 6.
2, 6. 6 plus 5
is 11. 11 points of damage.
Cool. The dagger sinks into its back and it sort of screams out in pain. It's hurting.
Nice.
It's not dead, but it is hurting.
Cool. And that's my turn.
Cool. Darek.
So darkness is still up because the big one's still up.
Though, because nothing's hidden, you are aware of where everything is and what's going on.
Yeah, sure. I start whispering my discordant little melody, and I need the big one to make a wisdom saving throw.
Awesome.
Nice one.
It's 20.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
4 psychic damage.
Cool.
Absolute dog shit.
In front of you, Throndrake, the big one sort of clutches its head, screams out in pain, and collapses. The darkness is gone,
Oh,
Shit.
and I need Throndrake
There we go.
and I think Aegis and Darek to make Constitution saving throws as it explodes in burning white light.
24.
What'd you get?
14.
14 is a pass, so nothing happens.
12?
It's a pass. Nothing happens. You pass. So
I'm the
nothing
only one
happens.
allowed to be blind here.
Oh, actually, hang on. No, you will all take 3 points of radiant damage.
3?
Yeah, because you're all pass. But you managed to, as it light blows, as it explodes out, you manage to get your arm in front of your heart, in front of your eyes before it burns through the rest of it.
Good.
Yeah. Cool. That's dead. I don't need to do anything anymore. We don't do anything else, Darek.
So right now there are some on Thron.
Yeah.
And there are some on like everyone else.
Yeah. So there's 4 on Thron. There's 3 on Shade. There's 2 basically standing next to Eldoran.
Okay. So Aegis is just next to me and not right. I'm hiding behind Aegis.
Cool.
22.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. You step behind Aegis and basically unaware.
I'm a leg. Don't hit me.
Why does that man have 3 legs?
Hey.
It's one he's liked.
Awesome. Aegis.
I shout to Thron, do you mind me using Shatter to kill the rest of them around you?
I know what Shatter is.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
Probably not.
Okay, never mind. I wouldn't. Okay, I reach in my bag and I throw a fuzzy thing.
Oh,
Here we
no.
go. I think it's a D8 on the fuzzy
Yeah.
thing table.
I have the fuzzy thing
Wow.
table.
And which bag is it? Which colour?
I got the tan bag.
Yeah.
Go on, roll your D8.
There was always one for that one.
How big is this?
Oh,
Wow.
you managed to get it.
Wow.
Come on, lion.
2.
That's
I
not
get an
fine.
8.
It's 8 is
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
Oh,
They're tanky.
Yeah.
I only get an 8.
Alright, so Aegis reaches his hand into a bag, into a little tan bag, pulls out a ball of fluff and throws it into the air. And the ball of fluff grows and transforms into a
Oh,
tiger.
I do throw it. A tiger?
You got a tan bag, yeah?
Tan bag.
And you got an 8?
No,
2.
Robert, 2.
Oh, you got 2. I heard 8, sorry. You got
No,
8.
no,
Eight.
eight.
Right.
We've been saying 8 because we've already got the same.
Right. Fair enough.
It's a tiger.
I
No,
do
big riding a
throw it in
tiger.
such
We're
a
like,
way.
wait, why is it
Wait.
turning into a
Liam,
tiger?
It's an
I throw it in
orange
such a way
ape.
that it's going to land on top of them.
If
You
the
have to throw it into an
falls,
unoccupied
stands
space.
up.
Because
Yeah,
creatures
definitely
can't
tiger.
occupy the same space unless they're 2 sizes
When
smaller.
it lands, yeah.
Yep.
Alright. See, I have an 8, but I don't have the stats for that.
Cool.
Should
It might be
Go,
the back
Go,
of
go,
the
You-
go
you-
to creatures.
okay.
You can add creatures to your D&D Beyond now.
Oh yeah, there's a creatures tab.
Yeah,
Yes.
there is now a creatures tab for
So
this
good.
reason. Cool.
Like the
So
druids and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It rolls its own initiative,
All
doesn't it?
pets.
I believe it rolls its own initiative. Yeah.
What's the ape's name?
David.
Would Commander summon, do you reckon?
David.
Huh?
Is it summoned or?
I mean, yeah, just
Call
put
it
it
a
as
random
summon.
creatures.
I don't think it really matters that much.
You just need to start.
Complicated.
Yeah, just don't put it as a wild shape because it will give it your stats. But yeah, so roll initiative for your ape.
It's not changing.
You run initiative.
Oh, it acts on my turn.
Hmm?
It specifies it acts on my turn.
Oh, God damn it. Does it?
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure it did.
Nope, use a bonus action to command how it moves and what action it takes on its next turn.
Oh, okay.
So it rolls initiative and then you tell it what to do on your turn with a bonus action.
Ooh. No, I mean,
want
it's
it
going
to
to go
roll
for
low.
my next turn, though.
This is true.
So it's got an initiative of
5.
Oh, no.
Initiative
What'd
of
you roll?
5.
3.
I rolled a 3.
Awesome.
And I tell it to attack all the small dark. What do they look? I
That's
point out what I want to attack.
vague
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to work out
He-
how to
yeah,
describe
but
them.
he's providing
Yeah, I
like
know.
the target like
Yeah.
brain.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you point out
You could
one of the
punch you.
yeah, tell it to
Yeah,
go attack
Yours
those.
or something.
I'm not that small.
The like pale skinned, dark wearing clothed things with
Yeah.
daggers. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Alright. John Drake.
Can't
So there's 4 around
can
me,
it
right?
get past him or?
You can throw it to the other side.
Yeah, there are 4, 'cause 3.
Yeah, there are 4, yeah.
Actually, I'll throw it in front of me because he's got 2 next to him. And actually,
Sure.
you can kill these things. Yeah, I throw it over so it's
Cool.
a 4 to help him.
I'm gonna recklessly attack one of them.
Cool.
Don't worry.
That's 22.
That will hit.
Doing
Nice.
Oh, it's
Dead.
dead.
18 points of non-lethal damage.
Non-lethal, yeah.
Fair play.
With
So you bring the flat of the blade down across its temple and it just collapses. Cool.
Do you know what?
Then
yeah.
I will,
That's actually a good
baseball
plan.
and then I will look to the next one and
Yeah.
again swing at him. That's a 26.
Yeah, hits. Yeah.
Doing
Same thing.
10. This is lethal.
Cool.
Lethal,
That
really?
That one dies, and then
I
I
need
need.
one.
I expected this time. I'm covering my eyes.
Still have to make the save.
Mm-hmm.
So you, Aegis, Thorndrake, and Darek need to make con
Should've
saves
stepped
as it
back.
explodes in white light.
Nice.
29.
You don't care.
I got
Don't care.
16. This
Cool, you
time.
don't care. All is fine.
Do they still take damage from past?
Nope, this one doesn't do damage. This one's just the white light. The big one is the burning
Oh, I
white
thought
light.
it was a small one that by
Cool. Shade.
Cool. So the one that's schooled like next to me somewhere. Let's
And
try
you're,
and attack
you're
it.
still blind.
I know.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
9 plus 8.
17.
That hits.
Yay!
Fucking hell.
I actually did it while
They're in
blinded.
leather armor, so they've only got like 12 or 13 HP.
Oh fuck.
Well, yeah, they have a small
Huh?
HP as well.
And their HP is about
you don't see that,
13.
You're half. You're full
I didn't
damage,
realise
shatter
that it was.
killed
I
one,
forgot
so
about
it's
that.
15.
something.
Yeah,
It's
of
about
course it is.
13 because he killed one.
Oh fuck! I should have done that
He
last
almost
time.
Yeah, I just realised you were rolling a
Actually,
d6.
didn't.
Yeah.
Why
He's
did
very wounded though, so I'm sure it's probably 12 or
Yeah,
13.
it would be 2 hand. Yeah.
I'm going to add it to my
forgot about
Pokedex and
10.
so I can
10 points of
hunt
damage.
and sense these creatures.
Are you hitting the?
That was the one that schooled next to me because it already got hit by
Yeah, cool.
Darek.
By Shamshir.
Or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Shamshir,
So that one dies, and everyone sort of sees it explode, but
I'm already blinded.
you're blinded. You actually can't see the light, and no one else is within the radius.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
It was like. I think it's dead.
so there are 2 more left to you. left
So
next
the
to you,
second
Shade.
attack will be
Yep.
against another one.
Yep.
That doesn't, because that's 2 plus. That's 10.
Nope, that doesn't hit.
No.
No. I'll be quite impressed if it's talking though.
Oh.
Eight type intelligence,
Do
six
I
with 10.
do another attack or do I defend myself again?
There are 2 left next to you at the moment.
To be honest, 2 did a lot of damage to me.
Like,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
They did. One of them did crit, but
That's true.
I would dodge again.
Well, you've got flurry of blows.
Yes,
That'll
I'm
be
thinking.
disadvantage.
No, I will flurry of blows
cool.
on one of them.
Go for it.
That should hit, right?
Mhm.
8 plus 8.
Yeah, that hits.
So this is only
It's unarmed.
unarmed,
So
so it's
your
only the
fist would
D4, right?
It's a D6.
D6.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
D6
because you're a
is,
mug,
You're
yeah,
not 5 months.
because of the, yeah.
Yep.
So 2
Plus 5.
Yeah, it is plus
So
5.
7.
Yep. Cool. 7. That's still alive.
And you get 1 more.
Yeah. Flurry blows. You get a second attack.
Oh, cool.
2 times.
4 plus 8?
12 is
doesn't-
not enough.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Awesome. At the end of your turn, you are no longer blinded.
Wow, nice.
Oh, okay, nice. Until I kill one again, then I'm blind.
Yeah. Eldoran.
First one on my right, I'm gonna smack it with me Morning Star.
Yep.
Maybe.
That should be.
Should be. I think it's 15. Sorry, I just need to change.
That's
tabs.
9 plus numbers.
Yeah.
9 plus at least 4.
Plus 7.
Yeah, you hit. You hit.
Yeah, that hits. I was like, oh, maybe it's plus 4? No, plus 7. Morningstar 1d8 plus 4. So that's 10 points.
Cool.
But I don't want to kill it if that does.
Yep. That's not killed it. So.
Cool. Second attack.
Yep.
That's plus 10.
10 does not hit.
Cool. And then shove.
Oh,
The shield master.
Yes.
Cool. So you make an athletics check. You can make athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah. That was impressive. So, what was it for me? Sorry, athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
Plus 10. I've moved things around.
Skills.
Yeah. Plus 4, 12.
You got a 9. So are you pushing it away or pushing it pro?
Pro.
Cool. So it's now on the floor. Awesome.
Yeah, it's just like.
All right. It's their turn, so it stands up.
Yeah.
So there is still there's 2 on Drake. There's
I was
2
hoping I could subdue
2 on
one
me.
of them.
2 on
You do that the other way
Shade,
around, like push it
and
through
there's
then
2
fudge
on
it.
Eldoran.
If I attack it once, shove it, and then make the second attack, yes.
Nice.
But I need to do the attack action in order to do the shove.
Does it say you have to do the attack action first, or it has to
Shouldn't
be
you
after
have
me?
Yeah, you do have to. You
You've
actually
got-
have to
you've got to
complete the
have
attack
done the
action.
attack
Yeah.
action.
Cool.
No. All 6 take the disengage action and start running. So the ones that are next to Throndrake start running up the tunnel they came from. The ones in the cavern sprint for the other exit.
So they're running past the ape.
They would
Okay,
take the
disengage
disengage
action.
action.
I thought it was only past do it to
No,
that.
no,
No,
it's
disengage
already
action
done.
is just avoid attacks of opportunity full stop.
Alright.
Unless you have a certain feat.
So they just start sprinting. They all move 30 feet away. So the ones in the cavern have got to the entrance.
The ones on the floor can't.
Oh, that's right. It stood up, so it only goes 15 foot.
Yeah.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, that one's.
That one's about to become my bait.
I have 35 speed.
Yeah, I thought
Because that's strange.
So-
Run after them much faster than they can.
We come to the apes. Ape, not apes.
Apes
Well,
smash.
Ape smash.
which
Ape man.
the ape had
Throndrake
one
with
command.
first speed.
So
Sack them.
the ape will chase after the ones that fled and start punching them to death.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So it gets 2
Slap-
attacks.
Slaps against the wall.
Yeah.
They'll probably blind
Plus
itself.
5, so it's 15 and 11.
That's after the bonuses.
Yeah.
Cool. So one of those hits.
Cool, and that does
D6 plus 3.
Yeah. 4.
Alright. Both of those ones are still alive.
And then I do shout, come back after it's gone. If no one else is chasing.
On
but
your
it's
turn,
always
it's a
going
bonus
up.
action
Yeah.
to command it. So at the moment it's got 1 command.
Yeah.
Shamshir.
So the ones that have just flown away from Shade, they've moved 30 feet away from him, so I'm
Yeah.
going to move 30 feet after them and
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the dagger at the one that he hit but didn't quite kill.
Cool.
So let's make an attack roll.
On laser.
Nice.
17. I probably should have shifted my hunter's mark, but oh well. And that's 3 plus 5, so 8 points of damage.
You throw the dagger into the back of its head. It is at 0 unless you want to do it lethally.
I'll do it lethally.
Cool. Yeah, so the dagger sinks into the back of its skull and it just collapses to the floor.
Cool.
Second attack.
I don't have extra attack yet.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
you
I
do.
mean, you could bonus action second attack. Daggers. Or you can move your Slayer's Prey.
Let's. No, because there's no real bonus to that just yet. So I will just pass.
Okay, cool. Darek.
So, how many booking it either way?
There's one going into the cave left, right?
There's still 3 going to the cave. 'Cause
3.
Oh well, there's 2 at the far entrance, and then one that's sort of halfway across the room because it was the one that was
I pushed on the floor.
by I was pushed on the floor, and then there's 2 that have fled back the other way that you can't see anymore because they've just gone around the corner and booked it. I mean, they're still there. You can run them down, but they have. So there's still 5 in total.
I'm going to run down the tunnel so I can get a shot on one of the 2.
Cool.
Bonus action dash if I have to. Then
You'll be able to get there. It's not a very big tunnel, so.
cool. Now I'm going to shoot one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, 21.
That will hit. The ape is nearby, which is an ally, so you get sneak attack.
8.
8. Cool. Yeah, that kills one.
Cool.
Is the ape blinded?
Which explodes, and the ape needs to make a check.
Oh wow.
Okay, that should be
Past
fine.
it.
It's 15.
15
Oh yeah,
plus.
the ape is not blinded. Cool.
Plus 2, so it's 17.
Doing anything else with your turn, Darek? Or are you done?
No, I'm fine. I'm just going to stay there.
Cool. Aegis. Aegis.
Throw rocks at them until.
I mean, it's still next to one.
You
Oh,
can just punch it.
yeah, punch it.
Cool. So the order is to.
So knock that last one out and then throw rocks at any that are in sight, but don't leave very
Alright,
well.
cool. So it will just continue what it's doing, and then your action.
Are there any others I can see? I'm going to walk over and can I see any? Is there only 2 left there?
There's 2 at the other side of the.
There's 2 on the other side of the
and
cavern.
then one halfway.
One halfway across, and one round the corner with the ape next to it.
Well, the ape's attacking when it's next turn, so
Yeah.
well, it's throwing rocks 'cause it's going to have left by then, I assume, or try to.
Probably.
So it's going to throw rocks at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the one that's across the cavern from me, I'm going to take a shot with a firebolt.
Cool.
Not the one that's in the middle of the room.
I wasn't going to.
Good. Just making sure.
Cool. One of the other
That's
ones.
one I can definitely get to.
So yeah, firebolt. So
Nice.
it hits.
Cool.
That's a D10.
2d10 because you're level
17 plus numbers. So
5. Yeah, you hit 2d10.
It's
'cause you're
2d10.
level 5.
cool.
Nice, it might actually kill it then. Unless he rolls a 1.
Like, no.
Or
that's a 10.
18.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, one of the other ones just burns up and is dead. Yeah. Cool. Throndrake.
Yeah, I'm going to move 35 speed to the one with the ape next to it.
Cool. You'll get there, even pushing past the ape. Squeezing.
First attack is a nat 20.
It's dead.
Roll again.
It's got 2 hit points. It's dead.
Yeah.
So,
I guess I'm rolling for minus again.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you both the roll for blindness.
So put the ape on
22.
19.
So neither of you are blind.
yeah, cool. And then I'm going to.
You can start
Any
making
speed
your,
I have left,
Yeah,
I'm
you-
gonna.
you-
I'm raging. I bonus action dash, and I
Oh
go
yeah.
back to where I knocked out the other.
Yeah. I
thing.
mean, you can full on get back in. You can actually get into the room. In fact, you can. I think you can make it up to the one that is halfway across the room with a bonus action dash.
Okay, well, I'll do that then.
Yeah, because your speed's 35, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's one fast barbarian.
Whoa. No.
11.
It's like, do I even?
no.
I can take the other result, but that was a 1, so.
Cool. Shade.
Cool. I'll catch up to the other one then. That was also running away.
Cool. I mean, you can catch up to the
Oh yeah,
the ones at the far end of the room.
Yeah, I know.
That's what he's talking about. I think.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
so
one
you-
that left me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm
cool.
going for.
You're going for that one.
Was that
Cool.
the one he was also going for?
No, he
No.
went for the
Oh.
one in the middle of the room.
Yeah,
went to
sorry, I
mine.
went the one that also left
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Because you got
He
one
shot.
with the
I
dagger.
killed one with the
shot one.
dagger, and he killed one with the fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
so
there should
there's
be
one left that way, yeah.
Oh, that 5 plus 8.
13?
13.
Does not hit.
Oh.
Just gets out of the way.
That's annoying.
Second attack.
Yeah. Hey, that should 9
Plus numbers, yeah,
plus
hits.
numbers. Cool. Where is it? That D8.
Yep.
It's right there.
Front of your face, man.
That's
Cox as balls.
Cox.
Take your dice out the tray.
They're my dice.
Yeah, not.
Or just don't roll into the corner.
Well,
like
they're
you're
not.
rolling.
They should be in the tray.
agree
5,
with that.
6, 7,
I don't care.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
8 points of damage. It is alive but hurting.
Fuck it, yeah, flurry of blows.
Don't recall.
I did one that up anyway. 13, that should hit. Plus whatever.
Oh, plus numbers. Yes, that hits. Yeah.
It's the D6.
D6. Yeah.
3 plus 5. So 5 is 8.
You punch it in the face and its temple crushes. I need you to make a con save.
That's cool. No, I don't think so. 10.
10 is what you need.
I can't fail then.
Yeah.
I have to roll pretty low to fail that on my turn.
That
Cool.
was my
I actually have
Which
plus
is why I'm
6.
just like,
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
speed is 45.
My speed is 45.
Cool. You can get a little bit further back to get to the other
Just,
one.
like,
You
Oh,
can't
yeah,
quite
yeah,
reach
yeah,
it.
yeah.
they
Yeah,
die.
if we're gonna get rid of the other ones, yeah, I will.
Constitution is a saving
Oh,
throw.
actually,
Nice.
no. You straight up
That's
can
it.
get to the other one
Such a
Oh,
good
yeah,
skill
because
to
speed
have as
fucking
well.
well.
like conquest,
Yeah.
man.
because it's
Cool.
halfway. It's halfway across the
Both
room.
my
They can
whole
only move
stats as well.
30 feet. So you run 30 feet after them. You've got 15-foot run back, and it's a 30-foot room. So you can get back to the other one. You've still got one more flurry of blows attack.
My lightning spells are going to have so much fun later. Because I start casting them doing
17
extra damage to
numbers.
everything
That
around
hits.
me. That's that as an enemy.
10.
It's dead.
I'm pleased with the Shamshir at this point.
Cool. You've got one unconscious one, and then like
You do that
11
right in front of
Oh no,
me. And
you
I'm
don't.
just
You
like-
don't have 11 bodies. You have one unconscious one.
He just uses like.
And then there's just scattered daggers, scattered armour.
Yeah, I'll
I caught one.
retrieve my daggers.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just staring.
Are you
at
going to gather
like,
extra daggers?
I'm just like.
Well, they have their own daggers.
They were all using daggers.
just like exacerbate. It's like
They were using
goddamn
tiny
shit.
daggers, I presume.
I mean, they were using
Scaled.
normal daggers. However, the daggers that were in them when they died have been incinerated.
Oh.
Oh no.
What about the daggers they were holding?
Also incinerated. Nothing is left
Oh.
of where their
I
bodies
gotta
were.
claim the one and just.
Well, yeah,
I mean, you
there's
can,
still
you
one
can
alive.
claim,
I'll
you
take
can
his
claim
dagger.
that his dagger, yeah.
Yeah, so I have four
What about
daggers.
did the short sword get turned into a dagger then? Or did you just
No,
go?
that it's all
It
gone.
got
Wow.
All the possessions they had are incinerated upon
Wow.
death.
Okay.
So anything that hit them is also incinerated.
Fun.
What is it?
Do I?
Oh,
I can
anyone
use
does.
an
Do I
action.
recognise
I can
it?
use an action as a
What's the
shaking-
dagger?
shaking-
You
no,
can
shaking
take-
the-
I just sort of go.
I'm just shaking the touching around.
I'll take it. But
Alright,
So I will use. No, that's not outside his prey. Hunter's Sense, that's it. As an action, choose one creature you can see within 60 foot. You immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, what they are if the creature is not hidden from divination magic. Oh, so it only really tells me what it's weak to.
And what
Yeah.
it
And
is.
what it is.
Does it? It doesn't say what it is.
Just
No.
You just said.
You
So
literally
you
read
mentioned
that
in the
out.
last sentence.
Yeah,
As long as
the
it's
last
not
bit.
immune to
And what they
divination.
are. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
no. As in, you learn
Oh, yeah, and what they are.
immunities
Yeah.
is versus.
Oh,
right,
okay.
okay.
You don't, because otherwise it would just be yes, it has an immunity.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's useful.
But,
Yeah.
you know, for the record, let's find out what
did they?
damage immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities it does have.
Oh,
Cool.
Well, yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Do we do I recognise what they are? Or?
It's like
let's
bugsy.
see.
Nah, fuck all.
Let's have. Yeah, we will have Aegis, Shade, and Darek can all make history checks.
Right, it's always history.
You're saying I've never seen one of these before.
Yes.
You'd know. You'd know if they would have. When you were reading that, you'd have put the
16.
one up in your fucking face. You'd have remembered that shit.
Shade,
12.
12. Darek,
9.
9. Cool. Between you and Shade. Sorry, Darek.
Woo!
You never got to this book.
We listened in class.
Not my space with teeth.
It's also helped that these are fey creatures.
Yeah.
These are creatures called Darklings. They are a type of fey creature who descend from a sea fey who betrayed the Summer Queen.
Oh.
And in retaliation, she cursed that his
Him and all his
him
descendants.
and his descendants and all the members of his household,
Oh, okay.
and they are cursed to absorb light, and be hindered and hurt by light.
Okay.
Just when they
But they're
die,
not vulnerable to.
they're not vulnerable to it. They have sunlight
Interesting.
sensitivity, or not even sunlight. They have light sensitivity. They are sensitive to bright light.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
So
so
that's why
when
the
the
dark
torches
thing-
went out, that was good
Yeah,
for them.
that was
Okay.
yeah, that was why they got rid of that straight away.
Made
And
sense.
the way it works is when they die, they release all of the light that their bodies has absorbed over their lifetime.
That's cool.
They
Interesting
like
concept.
art. They've even through the curse, they have maintained their love of art and the beauty of art, and they will risk many things to look at paintings or the light of a candle and stuff.
Have you still got that bit of paper?
Even to the level of theft.
Okay.
How
Were they
large?
all Darklings, or was the larger one something different?
It was called a Darkling Elder.
Oh, just an
Which
older
is when
one.
you have a wise and respected Darkling, it undergoes a transformation that might kill it or might turn it into an Elder, which makes it just a more powerful Darkling.
Okay.
It siphons out some of the light that it has absorbed.
How large are these creatures?
They are small.
Do any of you have a glass jar?
They're
They're
not tiny.
not tiny.
They're not tiny.
A very big glass jar.
They're halfling sized.
I have manacles, but nothing to stop its wings. Use some
Do they
rope.
have wings?
I didn't think they had wings.
They all came scuttling out from behind the mushroom with wings, didn't they? If
No,
not,
they've got like cloaks and stuff on.
Yeah.
oh, fair enough.
Had. Yeah, before they incinerated everything.
Can I have the prison?
I throw it.
I just like grab. I'm gonna
Nice
drop
tight
a.
spiral on that one.
I'm gonna drop a point of lay on hands in it.
Okay.
Right.
So it regains a hit point
Yeah, so conscious again.
Yep.
Awesome.
and it's in your hands,
Sorry, let me just find the thing so I remember.
no longer with a dagger, and it's just there like.
Surrounded.
Mhm.
Do you speak common?
I repeat the question in Sylvan.
Do what I do.
Because I heard this elder swear in Sylvan. He doesn't speak common.
Good, you're translating.
Okay.
Ask him where the art is and if there are any more.
I ask him where is the art and are there any more people?
Next room. Next cavern.
It's in the
I
next
just sort of
cavern.
like
No, no more.
Is there anything else down here?
You're the sneaky
Other
one.
than-
I'm not a rogue.
And
You're the sneaky one. Yeah, you're the assassin.
many things.
Okay.
Any rogue labels?
Okay.
Yeah, but
What things?
Just because they look like it.
Many. Lots of things.
Is there anything that will attack us in this area of the caves?
Thieves Guild or something, aren't you?
Maybe.
He says there may be stuff that will attack us in this area of the caves.
I'm going to use a spell to cast Goodberry. And I'll ask your chat and just going. Just eating berries.
I know you only need one.
What to say?
Yeah,
I'm
one
being
hit point per thing.
very
right?
nourished.
He wants the hit points.
Not the fall.
It's important. I want to make some
Has anyone got any questions for him?
Why are they here?
Why were you here?
Live here. Pay well.
Why they attack us?
Why did you attack us?
Well, we invaded town.
Asked to take out people who come here.
Who by?
The person who pays.
Are they in these caves as well?
They come to caves.
What did they look like?
Don't know. I didn't speak to.
How recent? And how regularly?
How often do they appear? I am translating this back and forth. so-
I don't know.
Do you know when they were next meant to come here?
I don't know. I didn't speak to them.
I'm going to insight all of this just to make sure he is telling the truth.
Sure, make an insight check.
Should we take him back to the council?
9 plus 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop questioning him here and just clear.
13.
Now we know that
13.
we're relatively safe. And when
Doesn't seems to be pretty forthright. You know, it's everyone that knows it's dead, and it's currently being held in the arms of someone who's far bigger than it.
Yeah.
But a bunch of other people as well.
Yeah.
Surrounded by 6
Even
of
bigger
you.
people.
Yeah, like there's not really much it can do at this point.
Okay.
So it's been pretty forthright in what it knows.
Excellent.
Do not attack us and do what we say.
just
and
gonna hold
and
it.
we won't attack you.
You could just knock it out again.
I'm just not gonna like let go of it.
I have no way of hurting you.
Good. Okay. That's it.
So I just sort of turn the thing and go that way, yes, like
It's in
towards
the
the
other,
loop.
No, it's the other cavern, yeah.
Yeah, so I just turn it towards where it's pointed. The loop
Yeah, it,
out.
it pointed at the other. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's go find it.
I'm going to go get one of the buckets and dip it in one of the pools and take it over and give it to little guy.
He grabs it, starts taking a drink. Oh.
Alright.
While
While we're walking, I do this. Is this all the loot you have in here, or is there anything else?
this is all we keep.
Did you sell any of it?
We don't sell, we just collect. Pass on.
Pardon?
Pass on. We're paid to pass it on.
To who?
The one who pays.
I wouldn't worry.
I'm trying to get more information out of this.
Ask it about the killings.
Have you
Some
been
of the killings
killing
will be
people?
involved.
We were hired to do killings, yes.
They were hired to do killings, yes.
We can question them later.
Worth more.
They get more money from it. Do you
Yeah,
keep the money?
Twice the price, isn't it, for killings?
Yes. Well, one paid money.
Paid in art.
Paid in art then?
Yes.
Okay. We go into the next room, I guess.
Yeah. So you go to the next room. It's sort of similar size.
Are there any
Or
traps? I'm gonna ask him, are there any traps?
No.
Okay, there are no traps. According to him.
Yes. The next room's slightly bigger. Maybe like 40 foot or so, sort of circular thing. Down like 15-foot corridor. Again, it's got some more of those mushrooms. It's got a lot more stalagmites in it though. Like there's a lot of stalagmites. They're not as big, but a bunch of them have been hollowed out and have like function
live in it.
essentially as huts. Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
That's
Um,
quite cool.
And then there is right at the back of the thing is another smaller cave, which
Like
is
an attic chamber.
sort of I mean it looks like another like hut sleeping quarters for the bigger one because it wasn't going to fit inside the stalagmites. And sort of dotted around, hanging up, like some of them are leaning up against stalagmites and stuff are various works of art, things like that. Maybe
How
like,
much art is actually?
maybe like half a dozen or so paintings.
Reasonable amount that we could.
Yeah, you could pick
We
it up
can
and take it back.
transport it at this
Yeah,
point.
and they're not massive paintings. they need to be so big, small enough that these creatures could actually hang them
Yeah.
and move them around.
And carry them themselves, yeah.
I asked,
So-
is there anything else in this room other than those art that's worth anything?
No, art is worth everything.
Okay.
Absolutely never. Do you have any possessions?
Do you have any possessions?
I had a dagger.
He had a dagger.
Okay. He won't miss it then. Let's return him to the council.
When we're going back, I'm going to ask him what was down the other road, other two cave paths.
Dead ends.
Oh, nice.
Nothing else down there.
No, it's
Because
put
people want to
there,
question what that means.
and then the front guard when you get stuck will block your
30
way.
gold for assassination,
Okay.
15 gold for.
Is that including the other path
It's
a bit
not
further
written
down
by
this way?
them,
It went
written by
off to the
someone
right
else.
when we went
Yeah.
left.
They don't know thieves.
Oh, that goes somewhere else.
Where does it go?
I don't know. We don't go down there.
You just not go down there, or you've been told not to go down there?
Just don't go down there.
Okay. Do we go down the other one to test it, or?
No, we have
No,
not been
we
paid
go
to
back
the council.
I have an alternative suggestion. we've got plenty of rations. We've got water here. We could stay here until whoever is paying them, whoever is running them, turns up. They won't be expecting us. We'll get the jump on them.
Yeah.
Does he come here every night?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
Yes, the little
Do you know
folk
roughly
didn't
how
see them
often he
themselves,
arrives?
so-
I don't know.
Do you know where you meet him?
I didn't talk to him. The elder talked to him. The elder it was organised with the elder.
But did you see him at all ever?
No.
Which means he never comes here. Which means
Ah,
there is
okay.
no
Did the
point.
elder have to leave the caves to go and meet him though?
I assume so. The elder left the caves a lot.
He just
Okay.
doesn't have time.
I mean, the council said they'd figure out the
Yeah.
rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, there's no point in interrogating him now because he's going to get it later anyway. We just get him out.
Yeah, we leave, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna keep carrying him?
I'm just
Are you
keep
gonna make
I
carrying
him
him.
walk?
Yeah,
suggest
that's
we
fine,
wrap
I'll
the
just
little
carry him.
person up in some kind of cloak if it hits the sunlight, so...
I've got it like that. And just when we get to the edge of, I just bring my cape over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm wearing a big like cloak.
Cool. So you make your way back. Easy enough. You climb up the ladder. You keep it completely concealed inside, which is when it realizes it's going out into sunlight is when it starts to like properly squirm.
And
It is like trying to push itself further into your torso.
I'm just like, I just make sure it's just well covered.
Yeah.
Calm, come on.
Yeah. You make your way back to the teardrop and up into the council chambers.
I request that they cover the windows.
Your problem with that?
Yeah.
They don't have the method to do that because they're never intended to be covered.
Yeah.
Way of.
Maybe one of the
Don't know,
council
it's
members
a dark,
knows
dark
darkness.
area, but
Probably.
Maybe one of the council could make a darkness area, you know.
Alal can do that with.
Mm.
There is now a darkness thing. Not that anyone can see into it, but
Thank you, councilman.
Guess you just put him inside that.
I'm just
I mean,
holding-
he
no,
he
I'm
won't
just-
leave it.
I'm
So.
just
oh yeah, he's just gonna sit there.
I'm still just gonna have a hand on it.
it's a it was a group of Darklings, a Darkling elder that was attacking under the orders of someone in order to get art.
Yeah.
Feel free to question him.
Yes.
And gold.
Well, yes.
No, it was art. They were getting paid in art.
Yeah, they're getting paid in art. Someone's making gold.
Yeah, someone's making money somewhere. but-
Seeing as
Yeah.
there is a price list on the wall and they didn't have any gold, someone is making gold.
Cool. So Robar is on bar with him. Good job. Well done. We will make arrangements to keep it in a darkened area and see what information we can find.
He didn't seem to know much, but I'm sure you're probably better at that.
We have methods.
It was forthcoming with what it knew.
Okay.
Well done. We will contact you when we need you again.
Okay. Did they collect the art or?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
you
we
brought it back
toted it
with
up
you,
with
yeah.
it, so either we've dropped it off with guards or just done
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've just sort of given it to the council. They'll organise for that to go back to the right people.
Okay.
And you guys leave and are free to do what you want.
Cool.
Woo! And
I'll go and drink some tea.
I'm surprised you haven't had any yet, to be honest.
It didn't take us that long.
have successfully completed mission 2.
Woo!
So Darklings are fun. They have some fun things that just go on with them. There you go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Stay tuned for soon mission 3 and then Sam's session 0, which is coming. And it's gonna be fun. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.